hey, we're the city champs. Got both Division I teams. So it was a good game, obviously. We knew USD was going to come in here. They're well coached. They've got talented players too, and they put up a good fight. They overcame a 11-point lead by us in the first half, and it was the three-point shot. That's a great equalizer in basketball. And Pierre was 0 for 10 on the season from three in 6 or 7 games, and he was 5 for 10 against us tonight. And I watched him on tape, and I knew he could shoot. He hadn't made any, but we were aware of his ability to shoot the ball and his confidence. He has great confidence in himself. And so when you run into a night when a guy that doesn't make a lot makes 5, then the game is close. To our credit, we thought the key to the game was Bradley on ball screens. I think we did a decent job guarding him on ball screens. He had 8 turnovers, which is a lot for a point guard, but our defense caused a lot of those. They shot 19% the second half, so obviously our defense spurred us on. The best thing we did offensively was ball screen and roll. We screened and rolled, and whether it was on the fast break, just randomly setting him, or set plays, calls, anything we screened, we rolled to the basket hard this game. And if we missed, we rebounded. If the guard didn't draw a second defender, he scored layups, and if he did, we made the pass to the big, and they finished. So I think we did probably an A job on screen and roll at the offensive end. Other things we did offensively was probably too rushed. I mean, we work all the time on flowing from the set play into a secondary offense, a flow offense, and we're just pressing so hard to make things happen on the first side of the floor that we never got into any kind of flow. We were just trying to make anything happen right away. So I felt like we had 20 turnovers and we only had 11, but we had a lot of careless ones at the end, just, not forced, just throwing them the ball, and that can't happen. So we're learning. We're growing as a team. So, and the beauty of this team is we're super deep. Miles Heide had his best game, and at Fresno, he was on the exercise bike. Magoon had 25 against Fresno, and he was worn out and couldn't get back in. Couldn't get in a rhythm, and we sat him. And Wayne McKinney had 13 at Fresno, and he didn't score a point today. But yet someone else steps up. So the depth of this team is really dangerous for people. You can take one guy away, but the other guy steps up. Jared Coleman against Houston at 18, and then quiet for a game or two. So I love this team, the depth and the offensive capabilities it has. Taj DeGorville went on a 7-0 run himself in the first half. So we've got a lot of talent, and as long as we embrace that every night may not be your night, as long as the team plays well and we win, then you'll have another chance the next time to go out there and have that be your night. So we have to have a short memory and put the work in to continue to get better every day.
Do you anticipate having 9 guys getting minutes like that as the season goes on?
Oh, yeah. Maybe 10. We'll play as many as we have to. So, and, they got to be willing to accept it, but we'll go as deep as we have to keep fresh legs and perform at a high level.
You mentioned the scoring, but how about the depth in terms of just wearing teams down? I mean, you used to wear teams down just with your age and your bulk, but this team seems to wear teams down with their energy, just wave after wave of sub coming in.
Yeah, and like I said, the bench is productive. Our bench is super productive. Points and defense and rebounds, and, Pharaoh's a load. He's as physical a freshman as you're going to see out there. I think he had 6 baskets tonight and rebounds, and so we've got a lot of talent off the bench, and our depth is definitely a major reason we're winning games.
Was Magoon hurt? It looked like he was hobbling and limping after the game.
Yeah, he looked tired, and I think he might have put too much work in this week. I was listening to AG before the game, and he did an extra workout, and, sometimes as a young freshman, sometimes too much work is too much work. And that's what I love about this team. These kids love being in the gym. They want to get better, but they got to know how to rest too. Rest is as important as work sometimes. And so we have to find a way. We'll take off tomorrow, practice 2 really hard days, get ready for Cal Baptist, and then we have our break for finals. We have 10 days off so we can heal our bodies and fix our team, fix the things we're not doing at a high level. And so the next time we step on the floor against Cal, we'll have made some improvements in our game. Right now, so much time is devoted to our opponent and small parts about what we do. We need a week to get better as a lot of stuff to do to get our team better.
So you played both crosstown teams this year, and both games were pretty close in the second half. You end up winning them, but does it make you second guess playing these games knowing you're going to get a much better effort than their metrics show when they
Yeah, it's always the gamble. You know, you're playing a crosstown rivalry game, and so they're not the same team that in RPI standpoint or a net standpoint with everybody else, because it's a rivalry game and they play hard against the rivals. So we know we're going to get their best effort, but you know, I feel better in the fact that we're playing them in our building. You know, had we been at Jenny Craig and they went on that run, who knows what could have happened. Or we saw UCSD last year, we had to tip one into the buzzer to beat them. So I feel better being in Viejas in front of our crowd. That gives us an edge.
Will you continue it, you think, or are you going to re-examine after this?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is you go into the scheduling and sometimes dates just match up. You can't find anybody else. And if they're willing to come here and play us at our building, then yeah, I'm always excited about that. But playing a home and home or a 2-for-1 or something like that, that's something that I'd have to really be convinced of. You know, to go back into their buildings and play a team with a lower net in a road game is always a challenge.
Coach, you mentioned Heidi a bit. He had 4 offensive rebounds tonight and was a plus 21. What has been the key for him to get minutes as the season progresses?
Just confidence. Confidence is the key to anybody's game. You have to believe in yourself and know that the coaches and the team believe in you, and then go out there and perform. You know, so sometimes you struggle with your confidence and it's hard to play. You know, but the beauty of it is he played well and his team knew it, teammates knew it, and they embraced him and made him feel good about himself. And that's all anybody wants as a player, is to feel confident and feel good about themselves. And Miles should feel good about himself after a game like this.
I asked this to Nick. Do you like the part about the metrics where you move up or down, not based on whether you win or lose, but whether you overperform or underperform based on what the computer thinks you're going to do? And so at Fresno State, you overperformed, you jumped up a bunch of spots. You'll probably fall, even though you won by 17 points against a rival who was playing pretty well. Do you hate that part about the metrics?
Yeah, point margins matter now, metrically. So, you know, at the end, you're not trying to pour it on anybody. You're not saying, well, press and run and we got to score. You're just like, don't fall off in performance and get sloppy at the end. Play to a high standard, and the score is going to be the score. But you don't go out there and just run up and down and not care at the end, because every point matters metrically. So to win by 17, you know, that's probably close enough what we needed to do, but maybe we were favored by 20. I have no idea. You know, I don't look at what the numbers have to be, but I know if we'd have won by 3, it probably wouldn't have been looked at as a metric good win. It would have been a win, but metrically it wouldn't have been good.
Do you not like that, though? I mean, isn't the point of sports just to win, whether it's ugly or pretty?
Yeah, but everybody wants a metric for something. So you can make the numbers say anything you want. So I know that much. And I'm no good with numbers, but I know that much.
So at this stage, how concerned are you with those metrics versus the team's development?
I'm only concerned with the team's development. The score is going to be the score. So if we play as well as we're supposed to play, then we'll win by more than the metric is supposed to say we're going to win by. If we don't play as well, then hopefully we can still win, but it won't be by the numbers that the metrics thinks we should. So I'm just worried about our performance. Then the rest will take care of itself.
Were you happy to see Mike Littlewood, and did he apologize for the tee last year?
Did he give me a tee last year? At UNLV. I got a short memory. See, I didn't even know that. I forgot. So I don't get many, but, you know, I remember my first one. When I was an assistant, I got one for shaking my head. He said, "You're shaking your head at me." Okay. Yes, sir. That was it. No, I couldn't even remember that Mike gave me one.
Coach, I think you entered tonight as the #1 shot blocking team in the country. USD was driving to the basket, it seemed a lot in the first half. I don't think you even registered your first block until the second half. What was it about Lavin's offensive game plan to attack the basket, knowing that, you know, Sdsu was one of the top blocking teams in the country?
I think it was my game plan not playing Magoon, because he's the best shot blocker in the country. And how many minutes did he play?
12. Just under 12.
12 minutes. Yeah, so I think our shot blocking would have been better if Magoon was in, but he wasn't. So it wasn't his night. So hopefully that metric will go back up when we get him back in the lineup and get him more minutes.
So this time of year with the holidays and all that, is it a challenge keeping the team's attention?
Oh, they got a lot they got to keep their minds on. They're student athletes, so we got finals coming up in a week. So they got finals, they got final papers due, you know, so they're not just concentrating on basketball, they're concentrating on academics and traveling home for a couple days for Christmas, and there's a lot on their minds other than basketball. So when I get them, I try to focus them just on basketball. But this is life, and there's more than life than just basketball.
Nick said that he didn't feel like the team was focused enough in the first half. Similar situation against Fresno State. In the second half, you really took care of business. But is that just a young team, not having been through all this together?
No, I mean, yeah, we have to follow a game plan. And when you make mistakes in the game plan, then it has to be because you're not focused. So if we want to switch ball screens and we don't, then that's a lack of focus. Or if we say in a timeout we don't want to score on the first side of the floor, we want to play a couple sides and they shoot it on the first side, that's a lack of focus. So, it's just executing a game plan and trying to do what the coaches want them to do. And if they don't, then they're not focused on what we want together. So, yeah, they lacked some focus in a few details tonight.
Was there anything you told them at the beginning of the game versus the second half that registered, or you tried to?
We just say we got to play to our standard. Our opponent is our standard. Doesn't matter who we're playing, whether it's Houston or USD. We have to play to what our standard should be. That's concentrating every possession. Everything's important. Every detail's important, and play to our standard. And if we play to our standard, we'll be fine. And we didn't play to our standard, so we have to play to our standard more consistently to be a better team. We play to it at times. Obviously we look really good, but when you have those lulls, it's trying to have less mistakes over 40 minutes. And that's what a young team does. They make more mistakes over 40. So we're trying to get better, and I think we are. 11 turnovers isn't a whole lot, but they were careless ones, some of them.
Nick, it was a tale of two halves out there today. What was the message that Dutcher gave you guys at the half?
I feel like we just got to start better as a team, just more focused. So that was pretty much just the message at halftime. Just, we got to come into the game more focused. Respect USD. They're a good team, and, just impose our will in that second half. And I feel like we did that.
Was the emphasis to attack the rim, especially in the second half? It seemed that you guys were attacking the basket, multiple times to start that second.
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to attack the rim, get as many shots up at the rim, put pressure on the rim so we could rebound. We got guys like Pharaoh, Miles Heidi, who had a great night tonight for us, rebounding and just playing hard. So, yeah, we wanted to attack the rim and, give our bigs a chance to grab some rebounds.
Nick, if you look at the Fresno State game, Magoon and Wayne had two of the biggest games, and tonight they both have 0. What does it say about your team that you're able to get scoring and production from so many different places on different nights?
Yeah, it just shows our versatility, like you said. We got so many guys who could have a big night. And that's a special part about this team. And you think about teams that make deep runs in March, every night's not going to be your night. And they have deep teams, and I feel like we have a deep team here. We just got to focus on just keep playing hard. If the shots aren't falling, just playing hard and responding well to that.
Do you feel like you wear teams down because of all that depth?
Yeah, I think that's the goal. We got so many, like you said, so many guys that can score, that can play defense, that are athletic, physical. It's just about getting on the same page. New guys, different coverages, every time out. So it's just about focusing and getting on the same page.
Same thing for you, Pharaoh. Do you get a sense as the same thing happened against Fresno State? You wore them down and you broke it open late. Same thing happened tonight. Do you feel out there like can you sense the other team getting tired and frustrated?
No, it's mainly about just keep on playing through no matter what happens. You can kind of sort of tell when the other team's getting down or when they're getting tired, but it's this. It's a game of two halves, so whatever happens in the first half, you got to keep on playing and know the second half is going to be your game.
Did you have a sense tonight that with Magoon was hurt a little bit, wasn't scoring? You came in early in both halves. That you needed to take over, be a little bit more assertive offensively.
No, it's just about being ready. I really didn't know what was going on with Magoon today, so I would just have to know when I got in the court. I got to make an impact. Bring the energy, no matter what. I try to do that every game.
For both of you, you've been on the road for a couple of weeks of playing out of the house. How did it feel to come back and play on the arena?
Man, it felt great to just, breathe a little bit, get back to my routine of things, get back in the swing of things in terms of just life. The road was tough. We played 3 hard games and then went out to Fresno right away for another tough in-conference game. So to be home, sleep in my bed, and then play in front of this crowd, that's amazing every single night. It was fun.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's great, being home, playing in front of all the fans. It gives us the max amount of confidence when we're out there on the court. So I would say you wouldn't want to actually play anywhere else but here.
Nick, how much do you pay attention to the metrics from the standpoint that it seems like if you win big,
Yeah.
you're going to go up. It doesn't really matter, the wins and losses don't really matter. I mean, you outperformed against Fresno State, you jumped a whole bunch.
Yeah.
You only won by 17 tonight in a game you're supposed to win by 25. You'll probably drop a few spots. Is that frustrating as a player when the goal is just to win no matter?
I wouldn't say necessarily frustrating for me. I mean, I've been following college basketball for a long time since I was a kid, so I always keep up with that stuff. I love March Madness. My favorite thing about basketball, I think it's the greatest tournament when it comes to sports. I'm a little biased, but the metrics are the metrics. It's kind of funny that you say that because it's kind of strange that even if you win, it has to be by a certain amount of points. But I live by the saying, water finds its level, and we're gonna be right where we need to be at the end of the day.
Are you watching towards the end of the game? Or are you looking at the score going, oh man, we gotta get some more?
I didn't know how much we had to win, but I thought 17. Obviously, we didn't play our best tonight, but I thought 17 was enough. I mean, that's not a close game in my opinion. So I think that's a good margin. But at the end of the day, we want to play good basketball, and I don't think we did that for a full 40 minutes. So we got a lot to work on.
Coach Sdsu always says the team you play on the floor is not the team you're gonna. I mean, the team you see on film is not the team you see playing the floor.
Yeah.
In a crosstown game like that, I'm sure you watched their film against Arizona State. They just got blown out of the gym. They almost lost to a D3 team last week.
Okay.
That wasn't the same team tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they hit some threes that got them going. We kind of gave them life in that first half. I think we were up by 12 at one point, and they kind of banged in some threes that gave them life. 2-point game at half, so they're feeling good, they're confident. They're also a good team as well, so you can't, you got to give credit to them as well. But when it comes to us, I just think we lost focus in that first half, and we had to regain that focus at halftime and come back in the second half and handle our business.
Could you both talk about the challenge of paying attention at this point in the season and this time of year? It's like the holidays.
Yeah.
You've got these kind of teams. Could you both discuss that?
I would just say being focused and ready for the games is everything, but not just the games. You got to be focused all the time. So just taking a second to know that you're going to be doing a lot, and these games are, they're going to be tough, but they're going to be what you make it to be. So if you just start out hard, and then you're going to have you're going to finish exactly how you want to.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Just trying to block out the noise. Like you said, holidays, life moves fast. People calling you. People want tickets. People want to come to the games. People have their opinion on how you're playing. I just think it's about blocking out the noise. And as I've gone through my career, I try to do that as much as possible. But I know we got some younger guys, so I just try to give them some tips on that. But I think that's, the most important thing is just blocking out the outside noise and just focusing on the group that's at practice fighting every single day.